Thank you for the question. Obviously, in terms of looking at an organisation's priorities for 21 and 22, time's just right, noting we're coming up to Christmas of 2021. But looking at Home Affairs, I mean, it's got a broad remit, doesn't it? But if I reflect on what my role has been in the last 12 months, which has been really focused on Australia's COVID-19 response, and when I reflect on what that means for Home Affairs in 21-22, obviously what it does mean is hopefully we're moving further down the path of reopening the international border. So the priority will be how do we do that safely and carefully, and ensuring that we are making sure we're keeping the Australian community safe will be a key priority for us. The greatest threat to national security, I think there's many threats to national security, but if I look at it through the lens from which I have been working certainly in the last 12 months as it relates to COVID-19, it's about how do we safely reopen the international border, knowing that real threats emerge through our international border. So a continued focus on how do we keep our international border safe, so ensuring that we're adequately equipped in terms of our capabilities and people to make sure that we're mitigating those risks we see coming across our border on a day-to-day basis. Noting those risks will only grow as we continue to reopen the international border in accordance with the National 4-Phase Plan for the COVID response. Once again, Home Affairs has a broad role in regards to the response to COVID-19, but certainly plays an active role in many regards, whether it's in regards to efforts in terms of social cohesion, dealing with threats of terrorism, supporting immigration framework, and ensuring that we obviously continue to increase the demand for and can support the demand for increased economic cohorts, skilled migrants and the like returning to Australia as we recover from the COVID pandemic. So that's going to be key for us. So the presentation that I've been giving today on behalf of Home Affairs has been focused on the role of Australia Border Force and Home Affairs in regards to managing the COVID response as it relates to the international border. So ABF and the Home Affairs has been central to the government's response in managing the flow of COVID across the international border during that time. And the impacts have been stark for ABF and Home Affairs. One, in terms of having to reimagine how we do business, knowing we've moved from a very demand-based model of passengers coming across our border to a supply model strongly influenced by health advice. So a significant shift in terms of focus, and obviously it's had significant implications not just for ABF and Home Affairs and how we manage the border, but also for our stakeholders in the international environment, whether it's airports, airline, and most importantly, travellers that are coming into Australia. I think we've all learned that collaboration is key in dealing with the many complex challenges we face as a country and we face in terms of national security. And I think the lessons we've learned, certainly in regards to the COVID response, is the incredible value that comes from committed, true collaboration. And in that sense, collaboration isn't just about socialising and engaging and coordinating. It's truly giving up some of your power and actually actively listening to counterparts and being prepared to negotiate and have a very open mind. So the only way that you can do that is through relationships of trust, and it's through these forums that you establish those relationships.